let's come to the mainstream. What has brought you here? What is the tourism policy of your party? What is the tourism policy of your party?
Chairman, the policy is to make tourism, culture, and creative arts a driving force that harnesses the resources of our country, manages it, promotes it, and give it the energy to bring in the required results in terms of revenue. It seeks to employ culture, creative arts to accelerate the benefits of tourism. We have indicated that there's going to be a revamping of the sector. And the beginning of it would be to see how we align properly all the laws that revolve or work for the sector. Some are overlapping now, and so we have to look at that. But the policy will be generally to contribute to the GDP to the best of our ability. We have tabled the Black Star experience as one of the policy areas to see how we can make tourism, as I said before, take center stage in the ministry.
Turn to the aspects of the policy on creative arts specifically. Creative arts. Share with us what the creative art industry should expect from this government.
Mr. Chairman, the page that is here is page 67, and it's very brief, if you permit me to read it. Do I have your permission?
Please do.
So, the next NDC government will create and promote the Black Star experience as Ghana's flagship culture, arts and tourism brand to make Ghana a preferred tourism destination. The Black Star experience will undertake a year-round celebration in all the major entertainment, artistic, and educational disciplines. This will include the celebration of the following: the Pan-African Month, celebrating heritage, history, and diaspora engagement, the Ghana Film Festival and Awards Month, Ghana Music World, Culinary Month, Architecture, Design, Arts, and Crafts, Fashion and Textiles Month, Literacy, Literally Month. We will also support young digital content creators in developing content that promotes Ghanaian culture. Revive the Creative Arts Fund to provide sustainable financial support for startups and the ailing large, medium, and large-scale, medium and small creative enterprises.
Okay, let's stay there. Back to it. Revive the Creative Arts Fund to provide sustainable financial support for startups and for ailing large, medium, and small creative enterprises. So let's stay on sustainable, to provide sustainable financial support. How does your party seek to achieve this? How does it intend to achieve this now that you are going to be the main implementer of the policy?
So, from the experience of the NDC when we were in government under, shall I say, President John Dramani Mahama I, we had a fund for the sector. I think that to sustain it, domains will have to assess the fund and make it a revolving one, So whatever you want to champion with the fund that you assess, you should be able to make it have a turnover that is returned for other people to come and also benefit from it.
Good. You see, Honorable, this is an important thing that I want us to take note. You realize that a lot of times these supports come as a social intervention support, and people take it, access it, and will not want to pay back. If you want to pursue, they will remind you of their votes. Let's face reality. Are you sure that practically you can get people to pay back? Are you sure?
I think that we can work at it. Do we have opportunity to recover everything? Probably not, but we could try, because it's the same with, the financial sector. People borrow money from the banks. Do they always pay? They don't always pay, but some do pay. So we have to put in mechanisms that encourage people to return it and probably get reward for that. So I'm sure that the examples abound in other sectors that we can learn from. How do the banks do it? We can pick from that and leave out of their books and make it work in our case. Thank you.
So this fund, this creative art fund that you are going to revive, how would you fund it? With your government promising a repeal of the e-levy tax, repealing even taxes at our port, taking away COVID levy, doing away with a lot of taxes, that is one key promise of your government, to do away with a lot of taxes. Now, this fund would have to be funded. Going there, with the benefit of the manifesto, how is it going to be funded?
Mr. Chairman, I think that the history is there that funding for sectors don't always come from GOG only. It is the reason why we sought to ratify some conventions from UNESCO, so that it gives us opportunity to tap into the resources that they have as well. So it's not necessarily just GOG. Chances are you're very resourceful. Chances are even you can say that you'll take a certain part of our domains and support us with funding, which can be used. But I'll hesitate to agree with you that it's only GOG that is capable of funding, giving us funding for this project. So we are open to the experiences that we have garnered over the years to see how this works. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, you see, there are many creative arts Ghanaians watching, listening, okay? They are looking forward to a sustainable source of funding for their survival. I have a lot of these guys in my constituency. You have a lot of them in your constituency. We have a lot of creative arts Ghanaians who are suffering. Now, for you to say that you are going to revive the fund should suggest that you know the status of the fund. Are you able to tell us the status of this fund that you are going to revive?
I am unable to, considering that it's been 8 years. I do not know where we stand with that, but it's one of the things that I have to do as soon as possible to see where it is and where we can take it from here. Thank you.
Can I suggest to you that the best way to sustain this and to make it active, to benefit the industry, will be to ensure a levy that will regularly feed into the fund?
Yes, we do have the tourism levy. It is possible that we can probably add on, but I'll hasten cautiously. I'll hasten cautiously and rely only on what we already have and see how we work around it and perhaps move forward with it. Thank you.
Can you assure the nation of some timelines? Because you know how our constituents, our citizens, especially the youth, when we make promises to them in our manifesto on campaign platforms, when we come into office, they become expectant, and legitimately so. What time frame can you give?
It is for that same reason that I would plead with you not to ask me to give you a time frame. Because you and I know that our youth are hungry. And when you're not careful, when you make promises that you are not sure of, you set yourself up for failure. What I can assure the youth of this country is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has indicated his desire to create opportunities for them to thrive, and in so doing, help us build a strong economy for our country. I will put my shoulders to the wheel and assist him to achieve that. Thank you.
See, Honorable, at this point, most respectfully, it's about policy implementation. No rhetorics, no talk. They are demanding to know when the Creative Arts Fund will now be accessible. They would want to know even how much startups they will get and all. So to generalize would not be doing justice to the issue. I would want you to consider being as practical as possible if you cannot readily commit, but as soon as you get to office, because it's something that you cannot wish away. You agree with that?
Absolutely. I cannot wish it away, but I can be cautious as I go forward and be guarded in promises that I make on this platform. I'm sure that opportunities will arise when we are sworn in and I take office, that I come back to the committee or on the floor for us to address these issues, but I will not be making promises that I cannot keep. I do not know what's in the kitty, so based on what will I make such promises? So I would plead with Chair to let this slide, because I do not have any promise to make, because as I sit here, it will not be good for me to make any promises when I have not assumed office. Thank you.